What's going on, guys? Your favorite guy here. I am my favorite guy too. I know. Show is available Mondays and Fridays, 22 hours Central African time. And I'm just here to call you to subscribe because I know you love the show. We love the show. And we want your numbers. See you on the other side.
HH must face me, and he should desist using cowardly and dirty political schemes to ban me participating in the elections.
Catch Amazing Minds Mondays and Fridays, 22 hours Central African time on YouTube and Spotify for podcasters. Amazing Minds, Zambia's first late night show.
Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year. Do they still say prosperous? You guys are welcome to the show. I hope you're subscribed. If you're not, please do subscribe. The show is available Mondays and Fridays, 22 hours Central African time. That's on YouTube and Spotify for podcasters. The Monday show is the political segment of the show dubbed the Monday show. And did I already say Monday show? Yeah. And the Friday segment of the show is Bible Talks. It's dubbed Bible Talks. That's a spiritual segment of the show. Yeah, so if you're not subscribed, please do subscribe, hit the bell, share, tell a friend to tell a friend. I'm here with Mr. Chofire.
Superpower, King Commando.
Black?
Black belt.
That is right. How are you doing, sir?
I am a blessed young man. How are you doing, sir?
How do you answer? If we same na dumbo. I wanted to say same na GBM but bari kaka.
Oh.
That used to be my response. Like, if we chimochi na GBM.
Oh.
Yeah, but then
plus, GBM, tema blessings there.
My blessings. You know, GBM always says
one thing.
Yeah, except for his current predicament. But GBM always says...
Yeah, and the other thing.
Oh, there are two, eh?
Yeah,
there are two battles he's facing.
Go
Two battles he's facing. One he's successfully defeating. GBM always says, Dolanga yakweda, kuikwedera. Yeah, so it's nice to be like GBM. Pilato sang a song saying, Nganakura ndefu ankabe nga GBM.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. You never heard that song?
No.
It was a hit.
Not that it was just a verse in a song.
Well, it was an actual song. GBM's daughter's wedding. He performed it.
Okay.
That time, HH was still in opposition.
Mm-hmm.
GBM was vice president of the UPND.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And HH was attending the wedding as guest of honor.
Mm.
Pilato was the guest.
Okay.
The guest singer of honor.
Guest singer, that doesn't sound right. Wedding I'm guest singer of honor.
Yeah, for the comment I'm about to make next, I need to emphasize this, that the show is for entertainment purposes only. Everything we say on the show is for entertainment purposes only. Yeah, so for Pilato's payment, he got a down payment, cash, and the other half, cabinet.
Cabinet? Oh. Cabinet. That's why it took me some seconds to get the job.
Yeah. But they get it. Permanent secretary, right?
Yeah.
What? Permanent secretary
what?
is a part of what? They are not ministers, not cabinet. What are they?
They are civil servants.
Just civil servants. There's no.
But it's like permanent secretary is the head of that department of the civil servant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. They had a
be
ministry to an
or
extent.
it could be a section of a ministry.
Okay.
Like because these days we have got permanent secretaries.
Or within a ministry.
Technical, then in administration.
Or do you think we need the two?
No, absolutely not.
More reasons to give salaries?
Yeah, you can say that.
Just so Imonekeko at employed numbers are more.
Yeah.
I think if you split the other permanent secretary's salary into 4, you could have even more employees. Doesn't it make sense though?
Yeah,
because the
does,
permanent secretary is getting maybe 15, maybe, I don't know.
15 pin?
Yeah.
Probably more. Zambia.
For a salary?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yes.
Didn't you say that the vice president gets... No, it's not you who said it, actually. We read it last time. We were being told that the vice president gets 15. Was it 18? You remember last time we were reading salaries of ministers right here on the show?
Really?
Yeah, and salaries of cabinet ministers, salary of vice president. It has just gone like this. It has... I think it was 18 pin.
I can't remember. Huh?
But then there were allowances. When the salary increment of 500 kwacha was added to all government employees, you remember that time? We talked about the vice president's salary, the cabinet minister's salaries. You don't remember?
We've created content so much of safe.
Yeah, we've created a lot, but I don't fully remember, except it wasn't that much. So, yes, that's why I'm thinking maybe at most 20 pin for a cabinet minister. Then allowances, however.
Oh, okay.
So the basic salary is not...
So sometimes the allowances are even more
than the salary, yes. They don't touch the salary in many cases.
Okay, that makes sense.
Like the vice president, her salary, I don't think she'll ever touch it until she's out of office.
Oh. Yeah, but also generally the vice president is well to do, I think.
I think she is well to do. I like the vice president for one thing, and that's why I can never speak against her. She's a pastor. She's a minister.
And married to another reverend.
Actually, I think her husband is the reverend. Okay, both are reverends.
Okay.
But the husband is the one who's the founder of the church, I believe.
No. How did they make their money again?
I don't know. I don't think they're like rich.
No, they're not rich, but they're well to do.
I'm not too sure.
That they're well to do. I know.
No, I'm not too sure how they made the money.
Oh, okay. I see. She launched a book.
Oh, recently?
I thought you liked her.
During her presidency. No, I like her, but not like...
Last week.
I like her, as in, yeah, but I don't follow her.
Oh,
so, like, I don't even know if I followed her page. So I don't see...
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe for me it's because of this legacy media.
Oh, legacy media?
Yeah.
I think the vice president has always been somehow a background seat in terms of our politics. Remember one vice president decided to hold a press briefing while the president was away and got fired for it. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah. And he's probably looking forward to be a vice president again.
Or given the endorsement of HH?
Yeah, maybe it's just me thinking, Yeah. Speaking of the legacy media and the news, I saw a very shocking story on Saturday about a 6-year-old girl who was murdered in Kafiwe.
What happened?
I don't know, apparently for ritual purposes. But I think the suspect is in police custody.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's sad.
And she was defiled as well.
Or defiled before being killed.
Yeah.
That's
Apparently, some parts were removed from there. It's just a gruesome story, Yeah. I just thought about it now.
That's terrible.
Yeah,
if you guys have heard the story, tell us what you think. Just realized we haven't even really started the show. Leave your comments in the comment section. Feel free to comment. Don't be a ninja watcher. So we have a couple of things we're discussing on the show today. To begin with, the ZNS soldier that was killed in the DRC confrontation. And then we'll discuss a baby losing their hand due to negligence by health workers. And then the cabinet approves new cyber bill. Quite interesting. The moment is upon us. The moment we've all been waiting for. Edgar Lungu's eligibility case is set to be concluded. Yeah. Are you excited for the show today?
Yeah, of course. Especially the last story.
Especially the last story, eh? Yeah, so a Zambian soldier was killed and another injured in a border clash with DRC troops. This is following some confusion that was happening at the border. we have had a couple of issues at the Zambia-Congo border. If you remember, a couple of weeks ago, we reported on the closure of, I believe, the 3 borders because there was a dispute with the drivers, such that there was even a meeting with delegations from both sides. I'm not too sure whether this is an escalation from that particular issue that's leading up to this further, or it's a whole brand new issue. What's your insight on this?
What's your insight? Yeah, so anyway, according to the Minister of Defense, Ambrose Elufuma, what he said is that there were millimil smugglers who smuggled millimil. I don't know if it's millimil or maize. I think it's millimil. So they smuggled that millimil into DRC. So what I know is that this is a combination of Zambian and DRC smugglers. Of course, they've got these cartels. So they smuggled this millimil into DRC. And then the Zambian, because we've got these people on a sort of patrol, the ones that are trying to curb the millimil smuggling, the ZNS soldiers.
Yeah.
If we remember very well, they're the ones who killed that boy in Kankoe.
Yes.
Yeah, which case we have not even heard of until now. Those people have been shielded. So yeah, anyway, these ZNS soldiers entered DRC to go and retrieve the millimil, which they did. And then the smugglers went and told the apparently, according to the ministers, I'm saying, they went and told the DRC soldiers that Mazambians were kutengera n'ungawano. Then the DRC soldiers mobilized, and then they came. Apparently, actually, they crossed and entered now into the side of Zambia, because the ZNS officers or soldiers, they had retreated after getting the smuggled millimil. So when they came to their camp, they asked them to surrender, the soldiers, so they get their millimil.
Yeah.
And the ZNS soldiers refused. And then that's when now we had an exchange of fire.
It's a miracle that only one died, eh?
Yeah. Also, maybe it's because we might not understand the intricacies of what happened.
Though, it always makes me wonder, when there's a shootout, generally, in many cases I've heard of shootouts, unless someone just opens fire into a crowd, maybe, there are not as many people as I think would die. Okay. Or maybe the way it's portrayed in a movie. Like soldiers are shooting each other, then they're just falling left, right, center. But in real life, it's only like 1, 2.
Okay.
You have had some interest in things like this before. Eh? Yeah. What do you think? Do you think it's like what causes minimal casualties in the case
so
like
as
this?
I told you, the way that we think about it is so probably we've got that thing of Tinaija Vision Yama movies.
Aha, exactly.
So it's not exactly how it happens many times, actually.
Yeah.
So when they say opened fire, maybe it's not always that people are out in the open and shooting.
Yeah, because I'm imagining the guys are seated, ZNS guys. Wakudia Kamirisi maybe. Then the Congolese soldiers are standing right in front of them.
Okay.
50 guys, 50 guys. They have guns. Give us millimil. No. Pa, 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 pa. Or I don't know.
So it could be that maybe it could be more complicated. It could be that the soldiers reached.
It could be more complicated.
And then there are some who wanted to surrender. They were like, so they sent a representative, of course.
No, and then so it's not like a...
maybe then some people say that, no, we won't give them. Maybe could wena ngwana vuta maningi. Wamena na vuta maningi, maybe ndiana choka na cooking and food. Say, you guys go, you're in our territory.
Otherwise...
Then they were faced no mwe wombera wameni. Then the shootout starts. Yeah. So sometimes it's like that.
Ish. Wow. I can imagine working in that environment. You're a civilian. Hey, you have to hide under the table.
I read somewhere that it's better to be a soldier in the maize field than to be a farmer in the war.
Oh, wow. Mr. Ambrose Lufuma, the Minister of Defense, gave his remarks on the issue. Take a look.
And unfortunately, during the incident, Zambia lost one soldier in action and another was wounded. The condition of the wounded soldier is stable and currently under medical treatment in one of our Defense Forces medical facilities on the Copper Belt.
Yeah, so that was the Minister of Defense. Before I get into it, why do soldiers in Zambia keep a mustache?
Oh, so anyway, this is my theory. Because soldiers and generally the people who are in like the police, they're not allowed to have these beards This is a privilege of us, the civilians.
Yeah, why?
It doesn't look smart to them.
Oh, this doesn't look smart.
Yeah.
Is that global or it's Zambia?
So you see, the other thing is that we're also aware that there are other units like special forces and other things, and especially I don't know about the Zambian ones, but we know that in other places they keep the way they want to keep. They keep beards and other things because their work is more important. But in Zambia maybe it's because too much tankondo, so get on the reason of the thing. So kasungako chero tundev problem.
Oh.
Yes, you have to remove every time.
All the time you have to. It's only a mustache.
Yes. So now that's the thing.
Can you remove a mustache if you want?
So yes, you can remove.
Okay.
Now the thing is this. So they don't allow everyone to keep a mustache. Yeah.
Okay.
So if you are an officer, if you are a lieutenant, they won't allow you to have a mustache. That's indiscipline. You need to remove everything.
Because that's a lower rank.
Yes.
Okay.
So if you are so you could be a second lieutenant, they won't allow you. You could be a lieutenant, they won't allow you. Then when you become a captain, I think, if I'm not mistaken, if not captain, then major, you become a senior officer.
So usually when you see a guy with a mustache, then you know that he's past.
Yes, they was past a certain level.
Okay.
Yeah. Then to the other side, I can speak about ZAF. So if you're an SSC, you're an LSC, you can't have a mustache. But when you become a corporal, you maybe corporal or sergeant, I think.
Sergeant.
You could have a mustache because now you become a senior also. Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting. Yeah.
So it's a sense of pride as well.
It's also generally a culture, I guess, that they've made in the...
Yeah, I also think that it plays on people's psyche. Even the minister, you see that he has a mustache, but he's a civilian.
He's a civilian?
Yes, the Minister of Defense is a civilian. Unless maybe if he's a retired soldier.
Are you serious? I was even about to hear that, this man looks like he was fit. When he was young, like he could handle guns.
To me, I think he looks a bit fickle to be
Yeah, I think he's older now. It's like the police IG. Police IG always looks tired. He looks like he needs to take a breath after every word. But no wonder Michael Sata said, I think you guys are getting fat. We'll do a friendly with Congo.
Yeah, but we can manage. Friendly with Congo.
No. We shouldn't even try. Those guys have numbers to begin with.
Yeah.
And they've been doing war for a while. They're experienced. Yeah, so away from all that, you can, any remarks on the ministers? Yeah.
I think it was just making the announcement. Actually, it's at this press briefing that I got all these details.
Okay. I think he's concluded the matter generally, the minister.
No, but he said something else after this to conclude the matter.
Oh yeah, there's something else after this actually. But in the meantime, there's a heat wave that has been promised for Southern African countries. Rumored to be coming, or we suspect there's going to be a heat wave, or maybe we have already experienced it. It was hot this past week.
Yeah, plus the Met Department told us about this.
They did, eh?
Yeah, they told us. They were all over the news and they were saying that we experienced some serious heat until like the 12th of December.
That's why they need to contact us. People don't watch news, they watch us. Imagine, guys, when we start hitting 1 million views, how will be like?
People stop watching the legacy news.
We'll be turning them off. No, you guys, who watches you?
They'll be coming to us to ask us, can our news item show on your show?
Hey, I know. We're just asking if... So please be... I don't know what advice to give to people when it's heat. When it's cold, we'll say keep warm. When it's hot, it's crazy. Especially that there's load shedding. You can't turn on your fans. Invest in solar fans. There'll be enough solar to charge them.
So they also said drink a lot of water, stay away from direct sunlight. But sometimes those are privileges of people who are privileged.
If you work in town, you generally you run around, you do this, you do that. You can't avoid being in the sun all day. But if you can, then try to avoid it. It's been hot. We are hoping the heat will... I think I've seen the weather forecast for the coming week. This week, it will be hot as well. We had sudden rains this past weekend. Very sudden rains. I don't know if you experienced them.
No, at our place, we never experienced
nothing. It was
we've been praying for
hot,
them.
like in the middle of the sun. The sun was out like at full capacity. And then it just began raining. It
What time
poured.
was that?
It was so heavy, like 14.
Yeah, I noticed the mud.
Yeah. It
At our
just,
place,
it
there
just
was
poured.
nothing. Actually, the person I was with was getting surprised. Mvula, how?
Yeah.
Mulusaka mvula ko.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was like, no. The Lord is merciful.
That's
yeah.
good. That's good. I wish it rained at our place as well.
Oh, you. So invest in Josakas. Buy a Josaka. I saw someone selling my Josaka on Facebook.
A lady?
I don't know who, but I
I
just
saw
saw
that.
I just saw the adverts. If you can invest in Josakas right now, fridge is a privilege. You put it, you hang it by a tree, so you have cold water, and also every now and then was tirako manzi, and you just go and chill outside.
Full direct sunlight.
Oh, that under shade, under a tree, sleep under a tree. Yeah, the minister. Back to the minister. That was a very serious digression. Back to the Minister of Defense. He came back to tell us that there's peace now at the border and things are moving smoothly. Take a listen.
In the meantime, the government of the Republic of Zambia and the government of the Democratic Republic of Congo have constituted a joint investigation team to establish what could have transpired in order to avert such cases in the future. Currently, however, the situation on the border is calm, and all operations there have been suspended for the time being.
Yeah, so that was the Minister of Defense. Looked like he was fit when he was younger.
When saying that.
Yeah.
But you see, he's saying that there's calm has returned, right?
Yes.
But again, and he says things are back to normal.
Yeah.
But in the same breath, say that for now we've retrieved our troops. We've removed them for now.
What do they say? Bite and blow? You know when a rat bites you, for you to not feel the pain.
Yeah. That's what he's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also the other thing is that they had a meeting with Congolese officials, including ministers from Congo. They had it near the border there. And in the meeting, in my opinion, from what I saw, I think there was an impasse.
Yeah?
Yeah, because the Congolese government started talking about we should use this opportunity to redraw our borders so that we have some clarity.
Guys,
They said that in English.
we are begging. We are not ready for that. Those are conflicts we can't afford right now. We have load shedding. Let's deal with that first.
So now the Congolese officials were the ones who were saying that.
I know, but
So I didn't hear the opinion of the
them.
Zambian.
We're asking them for their mercy. Feel for your neighbors. They have load shedding. Okay, we'll give you maize.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
whenever this comes up again, we'll bring it here.
So, you didn't hear the response from the Zambian side, eh?
No.
Okay, anyway.
About the
yeah.
redrawing of the borders.
Yeah, okay. We'll keep our eyes on that one. That one has got a potential for a clash.
Yeah, and it's interesting that we were talking about this when the Wazungus are the ones who draw our borders. It's not like we're the ones who drew them.
I know. And
So-
on top of
so-
that, we should even fight.
No, yeah, I get you. But in the grand scheme of things, if we decide to say we wanted to redraw our borders as Africans, it would be better than the status quo, probably. I don't know.
Redrawing our borders, the idea of it may sound nice. It's just the implementation that might become a big issue. As you know,
right.
governments are run by selfish people in many cases, in Africa especially, in the world, all over the world, but Africa especially. We have very selfish people in governments. They'll want to get a personal gain somehow. Oh, we're redrawing the borders. Where can we eat? They'll give some land away to the neighboring countries so that they can have some money in their pocket. But also, I think there'll be some war to an extent.
Yeah. It's better we build bridges than try to make more borders.
Yeah, it's better we build bridges and maybe remove the borders altogether.
Yeah.
That's a better goal.
That's a discussion for another day.
It is. Yeah, so moving on, ZESCO is saying that the installed gensets, the 23 gensets that have been installed in various markets, various public spaces to make business easy, are expensive to run, and they're planning on using an alternative now, going solar. So this would mean if a market has, let's say Chilenje market or Charleston market or what other markets are there? Yeah, if they have a genset running.
Material, man.
Yeah, the Material has a market.
My friend.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've never been to Material market.
Yeah. Material market is interesting. So, but
Yeah?
go on.
Okay, yeah. So if these markets are using a genset to run, I do understand why they would be expensive. But my question would be, why did Zesco not do solar in the first place? Which also brings me back to a point I've always been making, that I think Zesco should have been responsible for disbursing solar to the country. And subcontract all these other suppliers. That way they would have been able to subsidize or even do higher purchase or give it at an installment basis, because I think this was the responsibility of the government to help the citizens deal with load shedding, even though they left it to entrepreneurs to overprice these commodities and make everyone, make it like the whole country is rich. So this is what's happening with the gensets in the markets.
Yeah, to me, this is a lot of incompetence and carelessness. Didn't they know about this before they purchased them?
Like, do you guys have
23 of them?
23. These are expensive. They're not cheap things to buy. Things that are able to power a whole market. It's like, don't you guys have people who calculate projections? Okay, at this point, this might happen. At this point, they do, right? It's only normal that you should. So are these guys doing their job? If they're not doing their job, are they still getting salaries? We need to have an audit, I think, of Zesco to a large extent.
Yeah, we're in trouble.
Chofia you should see Chofia right now. He's like,
We're on autopilot.
I tell you.
Just do your thing as an individual.
I tell you.
Do what you can to survive.
And
Just don't be in trouble.
Exactly. Do what you can to survive. Just don't be in trouble, especially in these perilous times.
Yeah.
When
what?
Perilous times.
Perilous.
Yeah. Troublesome times.
Okay.
When the government is clamping down on everyone who seems to show a level of potential. If you get $1 million into your account, they will want. It's like they are saying, no, you can't.
How can you have $1 million?
You can't. Why would you have $1 million? You can't. Yeah, so in these perilous times, we need to really be careful, even though we need to be enterprising. And in the same breath, talking about Zesco, Mr. Mapani, who has just bid his farewell, says, God bless Zesco. Will not say amen to that, but yeah, he said it.
Isn't this the best time for God to bless Zesco?
To bless Zesco?
And that's why I would think that this is the best time for Zesco to be blessed.
I think God needs to heal Zesco, not bless.
Okay.
Not bless Zesco.
I'm just a layman.
A layman, eh? There's a scripture, and by the way, Bible Talks every Friday. There's a scripture in the book of James that says, you want but have not, because you ask not. And when you ask, you receive not, because you ask amiss. And this is the case of Mr. Mapani here. He's asking the wrong request from God to bless Zesco. Heal Zesco.
Interesting. Yeah, guys, catch Bible Talks every Friday, right here on Amazing Minds. And then every Monday show, we bring the lowdown of all the news of the previous week. You don't have to watch the news, guys. Just come here. We bring all the serious information together and we present it to you.
Yeah, that's right.
All you have to do is press that subscribe button, the like button, and ping the notification bell. So at every time when we post, you see it.
Yeah. All right, so in other news, a baby's arm was amputated. Ministry of Health has been silent on the case of this baby's amputation due to the negligence of health workers. Please do give us some insight.
Your face was looking like you're about to finish talking, so you bring me in.
Yeah, no, please give us some light.
Yeah, I have some light.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, not for the baby. So she was sick and hospitalized at Chipata Level 1 hospital.
Okay.
Yeah. Then so what caused the problem was the cannula, where the wrong medicine was administered.
Ish.
Yeah. Then her hand started transforming. Yeah, I think there's a picture of the hand that we can show up. I hope people are ready to
Guys,
see something
is that safe?
not for sensitive viewers.
Not for sensitive viewers. The images you're about to see.
Yeah, if you're sensitive viewers, just close your eyes for a few moments.
Yeah.
So what happened was that after she developed this strange infection, her hand just started deteriorating until when she was taken back, it was said that kwanja onongeka. The only thing they have to do is amputate. But it was negligence.
So this was caused by wrong medication.
Yes. Administered through the cannula. Yeah.
Wow.
It's a very sad story,
Wow. I'm moved. I don't know why, but the past maybe 2-3 weeks, we've had consecutive touching stories. It's, if not the police officer being killed on the presidential motorcade, then it's the amputation of an arm, or it's this, or it's that. Oh, that's terrible. I feel for the mother of the child.
Yeah, to me, actually, the most unfortunate case is what we are saying here. What Diamond TV was reporting, that the Ministry of Health is silent on the baby's case. Yeah. Because we need some justice made at least.
Yeah.
Maybe some compensations and form, because her life has been altered. She was born properly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could go on and on that, but yeah, you're right. She was born properly. It's not. This is not an act of God or anything like that. Yeah.
So it's unfortunate that the Ministry of Health is silent about this.
It is very unfortunate. The mother, however, did express her views on this particular issue. I believe this is the baby she's holding in her hands. Please take a look.
Because pamene nafika kuja banatenga mapepa yonse amene nenzeja banatenga discharging paper batenga mapepa jaja siwanaika konzero ili yonse naona ndine muntu ovutika kupepa amene ngabachita but ni pempa kulimwe wantu ona munitandizire pali mwana uyu.
It's so unfortunate to see that, it just shows you the level of marginalization with the poor people in Zambia, we are the majority, as the poor people. So why are you laughing?
Oh no, sorry. Go on.
Yeah. So this is it shows you the level of marginalization, and kudos to media organizations like Diamond TV for bringing such things before. Yeah, because we need to know what's happening, and this is not like these things are happening every time. Yeah, there's a lot of negligence.
And she had a point, about saying because they saw that I can't do anything. I don't think they would treat someone that they think has money that way.
Yeah, and it shouldn't accessing healthcare services shouldn't reach at that point.
Yeah. Also, how does the doctor or whoever was responsible, how do they sleep at night? Knowing that, I know it may have been a mistake and everything.
Speaking of that, did you see there was a trend going on social media about that we see we don't judge the nurses.
We listen, we don't judge.
Something like that. Yeah. And about nurses who were talking about how sometimes they treat their patients, some of the mistakes that they make.
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, actually, it was something.
I'm actually glad I didn't see it because I think
I didn't read through what they were saying in the comments, but I heard that there was something like that.
I think
even me, I didn't want to, because I had the chance actually at some point
to see it.
Yeah, but I
think that would be a disturbing thing, especially if someone died. If people have been dying due to these things, we need a mass. Yeah. We need a Donald Trump.
People are dying
to show up here to do a mass arrest.
We've always needed a Donald Trump. I don't know in what context, but
we definitely. You remember my point some maybe months, maybe even a year ago. I said, I feel like if we are to change Africa, we need a rise of dictators for a short period. People who are going to take up the development of Africa upon their own shoulders, who are not going to allow other people's opinions. Because the thing with democracy is this, it slows the progress of things because it allows for too many opinions.
Yeah, I disagree with you.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, because I believe that what we need is a bit of some radicalness. not really dictatorship, in my opinion. Because I also feel like where the world has reached right now, I don't think that dictators will succeed that much because they'll be toppled by the people who they think they're helping them to be a dictator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you suppose that freedom is making the world better? Or do you think the world was always better when they were more organized and followed rules?
That's a good question. Because, there are a lot of freedoms that I don't really agree with. But maybe the world has become better because, if you don't agree with some freedoms, you just don't partake.
Yeah.
For instance,
the problem with freedom, in my view, is that what we perceive to be freedom, it can very well be another form of bondage. Because when we begin to cry for certain freedoms, we find ourselves getting bound to such freedoms. And then we are no longer free. We now need freedom from those freedoms. And that's why we are talking about gender ideology, you're talking about all this stuff. We're becoming slaves to that. Because now
But how?
There are places where you can't work if you don't acknowledge. Have you noticed that there was an issue to do with football in the UK that they were supposed to wear pride bands?
Yes.
And the captain of a particular team
Should be Crystal Palace.
Yeah, yes, he wrote "I love you,
know that
Jesus"
story,
on.
yeah.
Why is gender freedom getting into football? You understand? We're becoming slaves of the freedoms we are fighting for.
Yeah, that one I totally agree with you on that part, and that's why I said that it depends on the freedom that we're talking.
It depends
about.
on the particular. Yes.
Yeah, because
yes.
myself, when I'm watching that football.
Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah.
But where did that freedom come from? It came from the freedom of women being allowed to vote. Okay, and I know this is a touchy subject, but the thing is this. One freedom is never enough.
Wait, how is women voting and gay rights coming
connected?
together?
Okay, let me explain it this way. It started by women wanting to be able to vote because they said, you guys, the men, you are out there in industries doing the hard jobs, the hard labors that are killing some of you.
Where is that, by the way? In the US?
All over the world, men were responsible for industrialization, right? They went out.
About voting.
They went out to build industries. Women took care of the homes, and men generally all over the world were the ones allowed to vote. Okay, Africa wasn't allowed to vote yet, but so we're not including it. But Europe and Americas. Now, when women began to want to vote, they also wanted to have office jobs like men. And what then happened is, from the freedom to vote came the freedom to participate in government, came the freedom for your body, then came the freedom to choose who you want to marry. Then came, what I'm saying is one freedom gave birth to so many freedoms when you talk about the sexual area. It starts from this freedom, which later begins to show them, no, that freedom wasn't enough. We also need this. That freedom wasn't enough. So at the end of it now, there is a sect of people that thinks we should be free to sleep with kids because that's what we're attracted to.
Like pedophilia.
Yeah. So
that's weird.
Yeah, you understand what I'm saying? It's like freedom. That sounds good. We want to vote. Can eventually lead somewhere wrong. That's my point.
Okay. My take is that I feel like the world has generally become a bad place. Especially when now we're talking about this sexual orientation or whatever. Yeah, because there are some places where, as you are saying, one freedom might lead to another. Although I don't agree that the freedom of women voting culminated into the freedom to be gay. Yeah, but what I feel is that, you know, in the first place, we just had gay people. That's the only word we knew.
Yeah.
Then we had gay lesbian. Then we had gay bisexual and whatever. Then we reached a point where you identify as, you see, you don't have only two, we don't only have female and male.
Yeah.
You can be binary. You can be what? And then after that, now we have got, you can be identified as queer.
Queer.
You see, all those things are not really making sense.
Intersexual, pansexual.
Yeah. So I know that, of course, there's I think we've gone too deep into this topic. But my point is that it is true that there are some freedoms that are leading to all the bad things, and they keep on going. I don't know if there's any way of stopping it. Yeah. But I think generally being free, because also being free comes with you being free from those things if you don't want to be part of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now, sorry.
Which is
it's quite hot again.
Which is the reason why I don't think that people like the footballer you're talking about in the English Premier League should be forced to wear those colors.
Yeah.
Yeah. If they feel like they don't want to wear those colors, they shouldn't wear those colors.
Let them be.
Yeah.
I agree. Even though you don't agree, this is why I think, to an extent, dictators play a role in at least shaping a society. Because what they're going to do is they're going to say, okay, if everyone cried for freedom and we gave it to everyone, the world would be unbearable. Therefore, let's choose this way and go with it. Then everyone will follow this way. I think that way we become a bit more organized. Human beings learn to conform. And then we also realize that what we thought we needed, we actually don't need sometimes. Or we can roll them out bit by bit in ways that will actually be healthy for us. That's why I think Africa may need that push. Every African country that had a seemingly dictator is doing well today.
Like which country?
Rwanda.
Rwanda had a seemingly dictator.
They still have one.
Anyway, I don't know. Rwanda could be a special case.
Look at Gaddafi. He was a...
No, Libya has ended up very badly, my friend.
Because they killed the dictator.
So if they killed the dictator, then, okay, I get your point.
You get my point there?
Yeah, but I don't believe that... if you follow Libya's story, when Gaddafi actually started exhibiting those dictatorships tendencies, that's when he started going down with the ship. Of course, we've got the Wazungus to blame for part of the thing, yeah.
Yeah. Woo, we have digressed. Aish. But this is Amazing Minds. This is what we do. We discuss ideology. If you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. Hit the bell and share. We believe in politics of the mind and not of the belly here on Amazing Minds. So we'll definitely digress every now and then to discuss what makes up what we believe. Yeah. Civil society took interest in this baby's case, this baby who suffered an amputation due to negligence. And they gave their remarks on the Ministry of Health's silence on this particular issue. Take a look.
We believe that every child, no matter their background, must be treated the same. And we need to ensure that we stop some of these disparities within our health system to ensure that children have equal access to health. As an organization, we will try to see how we can mobilize the media to ensure that child rights, are understood by people in a way that can connect to issues like education, health, and other issues, so that as workers, taking care of children, it's unfortunate that a child had to, be amputated in this situation. So we are very sad, and we call upon, authorities to put measures, in place to avoid such kind of things from happening in future.
Yeah, okay. That was the civil society making almost the same remarks we made anyway. Every child needs to be treated the same, regardless of where they're coming from. Moving on, the cabinet has approved a cyber security and cybercrimes bill for introduction in parliament. This one is very interesting. It's an ongoing, a developing story. We'll definitely keep giving you updates, just as we've been doing with the Mopani case, which we're still waiting for them to do some research over, by the way, as they were directed by the speaker, Miss Nelly Muti, Mrs. Nelly Muti, Mrs. Nelly Muti. Yeah. So this bill has been introduced into Parliament for the cyber security bill, and in a country like ours, in a locality like ours, you talk about bills for cybercrime, for a fact that it's not coming with freedoms, it's not coming with abilities whatsoever. What it's coming with is infringements. These are assumptions and entertainment purposes.
Yeah, you're closer to the truth.
I am closer to the truth, but just in case I become an example, this is for entertainment purposes.
My face feels dark. I hope people have noticed.
Your face feels dark, eh? Or it feels that you can actually feel the dark. It is very dark, actually.
Yeah, guys, almost every time Zesco is doing things.
Yeah, you're right in the middle of it. It's a bit of to reset up when we started shooting with Zesco. Maybe we should just be shooting with alternative to start with. But yeah.
Yeah, because the way I feel dark.
Oh, he's showing his true complexion.
Those are problems. Yeah, so I just want to say something about this cyber security bill, which has been brought up by the UPND. So HH himself, he spoke about when the PF introduced the Cyber Security and Cyber Crimes Act, which is an act now of Parliament. When they introduced the bill, HH was the first one who came and told us that this bill is malicious. It's not meant to protect you. And then the PF, of course, came out and told us to say, no, actually, this will help protect people on social media. It will help protect against child pornography. Which, because, when they're coming with these laws, mostly these things, they're coming to stifle opposing opinions.
Yes. Definitely.
And this is why I agree with HH that time when he was saying that this is not meant to protect you people. It's actually meant to harm you.
It's not like we have an epidemic of child pornography in Zambia.
No.
Like, everywhere you turn, there's a child being molested.
No, but it's still, we have laws that fight against that.
We do, yeah.
That
Already have.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So every time we have such things, it's always something not good. And in this cyber security bill, I just want to note one thing that they are proposing that we should have a cyber crimes agency, which will be directed by the president. And all the officials there, they'll be chosen. It will be under the president's armpit, so to say.
Directly.
Yes, directly. The president called the shots.
If you want to exhibit dictatorial tendencies, tell us you are a dictator. Don't do it in the guise of democracy. I think it's dangerous when someone wants to be a dictator while claiming to be into democracy. If you're going to be a dictator, be that. And I think you do a job very well if you do that. If you state from the onset, I'm a dictator, I will infringe on your rights.
Yeah, that's what's just one of the things, that there are a lot of contentious issues in there.
Yes.
Yeah, but and of course the people have been opposing it. Civil society, media owners as well, going to see.
Well, I'm curious to know who in the country
Even the
wants
members
this.
of parliament.
Apart from the president, who in the country wants
The
this?
president and his MPs.
Yes.
And his ministers.
Because who puts these people in power? Who really, like...
And they did it without wide consultation.
Yeah.
It was like a new thing that
I
just
was
came.
never consulted on this issue.
Yeah.
Chofia here was never consulted on this.
Yeah, and parliament was just given 2 days.
Yeah. Like,
When
guys,
when
what
the
are you
normal
doing?
day, they give at least 10 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So it was bulldozed, it was rushed. There were some typos.
There were even typos.
Yeah, that's how rushed it was.
Because maybe there is a particular target, like, no, this one, what we need to do instead. Okay, what I'm about to say might land me Pachidenje. I won't say it.
No, we're better off shooting the next show again.
Yeah. No, it's better we...
Tiambosakira police bond.
Two working sureties. Yeah, Mr. Chofia will come here. I'm just here to inform you who are raided. We found them waiting for us after our last show.
I think Pachipuna Poningawami.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so so we are garnering some contributions to release our brother. Anyway, a civil society organization called Chapter 1 Foundation gave their remarks opposing this, along with a few other citizens who, along with us, have not been consulted, but they gave their opposing views on this particular issue. Take a look.
The main question is, why do we need these laws now? Of course, we understand that there are issues to do with cyber security, right? But then again, we are saying that there are other issues that are pressing right now, right? To which the government should put more focus and attention, right? For example, the economy is not doing well, right?
The case of the cyber bill, for instance, I'll read what the president wrote on social media. That was just before he was elected. And so I quote from Hakainde Hichilema. He said, the Cyber Security and Crime Bill is not about preventing cyberbullying. It is about clamping freedom of expression and spying on citizens. People who the government despises will be targeted and arrested. The PF are leading us down a very dark road. And hashtag cyberbill. So you see, the PF government still went ahead and ignored concerns from the then opposition lead, which was the current president. And then now we have the government taking the same law.
Do you see that? You see what Chofia was talking about? That the president, when in opposition, actually talked about this. And good thing about social media is we have evidence. Evidence is there. So what's going on now? We don't know.
What has changed?
Yeah, what has changed? And for real, there are serious issues to think about rather than this.
Yeah,
like the economy.
Yeah. We have enough laws in place.
And yes, and we have enough laws in place. Furthermore, the Media Owners Association of Zambia also gave their opposing views on this particular issue. This is an organization that is chaired or headed by one Costa Mwansa. Take a look.
Among our major concerns include infringement on privacy rights, the vague definitions and overreach, the restrictions on freedom of expression. Now, the provisions that mandate reporting and monitoring of cyber incidents we feel can be weaponized against dissent and free expression. The threat of punitive measures for non-compliance may equally deter individuals from exercising their right to speak freely and express dissenting views, stifling the public discourse that is essential in any democratic society.
I think it's clear what they've said.
Yeah.
So
we don't need to add much to
to
what they've said. Yeah, I think cyber bill, no. And speaking of cyber bill, two young gentlemen that were arrested, the Kaumba boys, I believe that's
brothers.
Kaumba brothers, Kaumba boys. Whenever we see brothers, we always remember boys. We always remember Mailoni brothers. Whenever I think they trademarked the brothers.
Oh, right. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so
why are they calling them the Kaumba brothers?
Yeah, can you imagine? They are trying to replace the Mailoni brothers. Yeah, so the two were arrested over a month ago for allegedly insulting the president. This was on TikTok. We've seen a lot of such cases. I believe there was this gentleman that's a bit famous. I think he's even gone quiet now. I never used to follow him like that, but his videos would pop up every now and then. I think they call him Why Me, Lion of Africa or something like that. The guy is quite vulgar.
I know that kind of guy.
Yeah?
I know that.
You know him, I think he was once arrested, if I remember well.
I saw some pictures.
Over similar issues. Yeah, so we have seen...
He always insults where he paint.
He always does, and we've seen trends of these things going on. So these gentlemen have been arrested. I thought I throw that... Were arrested. I thought I throw that in. We'll come back to it when we begin to discuss Lungu. But before we go further, Mr. Mwimbu, thank God. Thank God.
Not quite already.
Not quite?
Yeah. I mean, maybe I don't know what you want to say.
Thank God he doesn't seem to really be in a hurry over this issue.
No, don't say that. I don't think so. By the way they've presented this thing, they're already in a hurry.
They're already in a hurry. Okay, he's pretending to want to hear what people have to say about this.
Yes.
At such a mature level of the implementation of this thing. Like after they've gone on the last step, that's when they're saying, oh, yeah, by the way, hey, what do people want to say? This is built in all over again, except they have hoodwinked us this time. So...
Yeah, and also kudos to the ministers, kudos to the MPs, the opposition MPs, as well as the civil society organizations, Media Owners Association of Zambia also. For coming out like this, because...
kudos to Amazing Minds for coming out like this. Go on.
Yeah, because, these things sometimes they're happening under the hood and people don't even know.
Yes, yeah.
By the time they realize it, nishiwa kukamata na cyber crime.
Yeah, you find... Sales are full with people who've been complaining legitimately about what's going wrong in the country. Yeah, because the problem is we won't be able to say what's going wrong. We'll be like, oh, yeah, hey, we have no power. Yeah. So, Let's take a listen to Mr. Mwimbo.
With the leave of the House. I beg to move that the bill defer to a later date. The committee is the one that made the request that please defer so that they can be given enough time to consult with members of the public. As we respect the committee, the reasons given are genuine, and we have responded positively, Madam Speaker. We will always do that if a prudent and reasonable issue is raised by members of the opposition. We will never ignore those concerns.
Yeah, so that was Mr. Mwimbo, but we'll really rush over it because we have, I think what he said was self-explanatory, unless you want to come in on his remarks.
Yeah, as I said, this is not the time to celebrate already because they're saying they've justified this. So we'll be watching it closely.
Yeah, we'll be giving you an update. I think we are consistent in Parliament these days. We might start finding ourselves there physically to actually. Yeah, and the moment we've all been waiting for is upon us, Mr. Lungu's eligibility case. He says, as we count down to 10th December 2024, this was a couple of days ago, we have instructed our lawyers to legally challenge and redeem Ernest and his brother Elijah Kaumba from malicious police detention. These brothers from Kalulushi have been detained for close to 2 months without any charge. This must and shall stop. Now, of course, this is about the eligibility. Sorry. Now, of course, there is the issue of the eligibility case, which he started with. This was the preamble to his statement as we count down to 10th December. And the reason why he's bringing that up is because I believe he is, what do they call that? Fattening the cow on the last day? Something like that. He's trying to gather support and sympathy from people by showing that he does not support such an action of arresting people on account of what they said. When his government was replete.
Oh, this is hypocritical, man.
Oh, the show could go for 3 more hours.
Yeah.
Playing evidence of him arresting people.
True.
Yeah. So he bailed them out. Or what's it called? Bailed them out? Yeah.
Something like that.
He took them out of police custody.
They've actually started going to court.
Oh, they've started going to court.
And he was there, actually.
I like his approach towards certain things. Yeah, but of course
the other excuse is that same day the wife was appearing before court.
Okay.
He went there by the way.
Yeah, but we do support we don't support rather them being kept in detention for 2 months without being attended to court and whatnot. I think the president himself said he would do away with that when he comes into power. So we are shocked. But also we are not necessarily blind to his motives behind the help he's offering these gentlemen. And they did insult the president.
Exactly. So actually I wanted us to touch on that to say we haven't even spoken about that because they heard very serious insulting language towards HH. Yeah, and,
I think there is a certain language that deserves.
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. I think the president should be the president. The president is the most protected person.
No, we're in Africa. How else will we know that we're in Africa?
You see, the problem is that we start treating countries like they are households.
No, yeah.
I hear people saying, no, even if it was a household, imagine the father. No, HH is not my father.
They're insulting the
HH is not my father. There's a way in which I can correct even my father. Sometimes he does things and I'm like, but that man, there's a way in which I can correct him.
Yeah.
But for HH, he put himself up there. He's not my father. Because even JK, wa JK ni wakuru. But in wapeza tuwafanya tupunde, hey, wamuona JK. wamwona kamfana kaliso. It's because angangaine mkuru pale watate bake. It's because JK has put himself there. But for the president,
whatever, exactly, I totally agree. I like that. Yes.
For the president, it's worse because we even vote for them. And you see, this is what I keep on saying. The president should know. The president of Zambia, even Edgar Lungu himself, the ex-president, people are insulting them in their homes.
Yes. Oh yeah, you might stop them on social media, but you won't stop their hearts.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, when you arrest them, what they wish for you in their hearts is 10 times worse.
Yes.
They wish you would drop dead.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Yes.
And to be honest with you, the wishes of the people may not be satisfied today. But God, who rules in the kingdoms of men, will satisfy that wish one day.
Yeah, because
if it's a legitimate wish. I'm not saying you will drop dead.
Yeah,
no, but I'm saying there's a life to come.
Yeah, because just like Edgar Lungu, you're right. Just like Edgar Lungu is being a hypocrite, HH is also being a hypocrite.
Yes.
Because he's doing the same things that he was saying are very wrong.
Yeah.
And not only that, he's been a hypocrite because this is the same UPND that he removed the defamation of the president. They did that so they look good in the eyes of their European and American partners. Meanwhile, they are still using other laws to arrest people for insulting the president.
That they removed that law.
Yes, they removed.
Why these guys?
Now they said those guys have been charged with using insulting language.
Isn't that defamation? What's that? On the bright side, the Chief Justice has given consent for media houses to be able to televise, broadcast live the presidential eligibility case that is going to be happening tomorrow.
Yeah.
This week's Monday show. Have you noticed, guys? This week's Monday show has come on Monday.
Well, I'm praying. You see, let me just confess. We're recording this on another day.
Yeah.
And we hope that you see it before the eligibility case, because I mean we are recording it before the eligibility case. So to be honest, we don't know the outcome.
Yeah, and honestly speaking, if we manage to upload it before eligibility case, you will not hear what you're saying. Or we might just keep it to let you know that this happened.
Yeah.
Anyway, but guys, sorry for that, but just keep subscribing so you make the work easier for us.
Yeah.
Once we get to a certain point, obviously the work will become easier.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah, keep subscribing to help us give you a better product.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But what do you think about the SEM?
I think it's good. It's a step in the right direction. This is definitely the first time we're seeing such a high political case in court being televised live. It's a step in the right direction. I'm excited for this. Also, it will be nice to watch. It will give the whole country closure at the same time. We won't have to wait for people to give us their versions of what they heard in court.
Yeah, I think the last part, what you're saying is actually the reason why they've made it public. They want to gain public approval for what to happen. They don't want people to be listening from hearsay.
Yeah.
Because that would mean more trouble. This is my opinion. Yeah, but also I feel like this is they are hoodwinking us. They are hoodwinking the citizens.
Yeah.
Yes. As I said, they want to gain public approval. Yeah, because why now? Why didn't they start showing us when it just started?
Much earlier. Were these applications made earlier for live broadcasting?
Anyway, I mean, that's an excuse, but we've had other cases, other very important cases like the goat scandal.
Yes.
You remember it?
Yes, the Cassandra.
Yes, it was requested that you remember?
Yes, there was is that the one they said there's an in-camera? No,
yes, that's the same one. Yes, it's the same one. They said that there's information that is damaging to the state. Yeah. That's what we want to see.
Guys, how can you even say that?
Yeah,
you spark our curiosity, like, oh, really?
Yeah. Because this one, it just shows that they just want to wash themselves clean, which to me actually tells me that we already know the outcome of this case. Yeah. So they are doing this to soothe our hearts, to calm us down, to say, we actually watched it, you guys. These guys had a strong argument. Yeah,
we pray for the country. We pray whatever the outcome is, there will be peace in the country.
Yeah, it's this would be like one of the most crucial decisions the judiciary has to make in a long time. I don't remember any time when we've had such an important thing happening. Yeah. So as you're saying, we pray for the country. People should just stay safe. I mean, don't also appreciate these people, the politicians, don't really love you. No. I mean, think of Joseph Kaunda. Someone is dead right now, and they are out there. No one is even talking about him. No one is talking about his family. So not if you're kwenda ukafecha kuchiba tusendo kuchintuwinga tupange fine. In fact, it would be very interesting. I think that showing the case would be very interesting. Although I feel like they should have done it better. Maybe start when the thing was starting, as I'm saying. Yeah, but since they are showing it, I mean, it's still a good thing.
We can't complain.
It will still be very interesting for us to watch.
Yeah.
All
right, guys. I think the time to go is upon us. We have to go now. This has been a good show. What do you think?
I think so too.
You think so too?
Yeah.
You don't look too happy that we're going. You really love it here.
No, I'm trying to think, what did I ever forget about the Edgar Lungu thing? Because, after this, Edgar Lungu will start playing in the background. So anyway, maybe I hope that the Edgar Lungu and his team have a backup plan where... And as I said on the previous show, they could have a backup plan which is causing havoc. Because I heard from the Inspector General of Police who said there are some people...
There are 7 individuals.
Yeah, there are some people who are planning to cause havoc.
Yeah, no, not 7, but yeah.
During that time. But so that could be true. It could be true that that's one of their backup plans.
I think we will leave you guys with a goodbye video of the minister. The IG.
Yeah.
IG explaining this.
So I mean, by backup plan, I hope Edgar Lungu is thinking of someone who he will anoint.
Yeah.
After this. Because I guess, because this is a political miscalculation for the UPND. Whatever happens here. If Edgar Lungu, and whatever, even if they are showing it on TV, if they say that Edgar Lungu was not eligible, therefore is not eligible for future elections, Mukombo and Wazambo Kambachat, Edgar Lungu amjakilir.
Yeah.
And everyone will be looking at UPND in a certain way.
Yeah.
So this is a lose-lose situation for UPND.
We might title our next show The Rise of Sean Tembo, depending on how things go.
Yeah. We need people like Sean Tembo.
Yeah. Okay. All right. This has been a good show. Please do catch us on Friday with Bible Talks and Monday with the Monday show. For now, it's bye-bye.
We have credible intelligence that certain individuals are planning to cause disturbances during these proceedings. As the law enforcement urges, we want to make it categorically clear that any acts intended to disrupt public peace and order will not be tolerated. Those found engaging in such activities will be dealt with to the full extent of the law. The Zambia Police Service is fully prepared to ensure that law and order is maintained across the country. We appeal to all peace-loving citizens to go about their daily activities responsibly and to follow the court proceedings from the comfort of their homes or other appropriate locations. Let us all remain calm, respect the judicial process, and contribute to the maintaining of peace and unity in our nation.
Hey, like what you see? I know you do. Hit the button below to subscribe and don't forget to hit the notification bell. Ciao.